Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there was a little girl named Rose. Rose loved nothing more than exploring the lush forest that surrounded her family's cottage. Each night, before bed, her mother would tell her a bedtime story of the magical creatures that lived in the forest. One evening, as Rose was drifting off to sleep, she heard a faint rustling outside her window. She got up to investigate and, to her surprise, she saw a beautiful unicorn standing in her backyard. The unicorn looked at her with kind eyes and said, "Come with me, Rose. I have something special to show you." Without hesitation, Rose followed the unicorn deeper into the forest. They walked for what felt like hours, until they reached a clearing filled with the most beautiful flowers and plants that Rose had ever seen. The unicorn told Rose that this was the secret garden of the forest, and that it was only accessible to those who were pure of heart. Rose was awestruck by the garden's beauty, and she promised the unicorn that she would always take care of the forest and its creatures. The unicorn then gave her a magical seed and told her to plant it in her backyard. The next morning, Rose woke up early and ran to her backyard. She dug a small hole and planted the seed. Within minutes, a beautiful tree had grown in its place. The tree had a trunk made of gold and leaves that shimmered like diamonds. From that day forward, Rose visited the secret garden every day, and she always made sure to protect the forest and its creatures. She learned how to communicate with the animals and how to heal the plants. She also discovered that the secret garden had a magical pond that could grant wishes to those who were pure of heart. As Rose grew older, she realized that her village was in danger. The neighboring kingdom was planning to cut down the forest to build new homes. Rose knew she had to do something to save the forest and its inhabitants. She went to the secret garden, sat by the magical pond and made a wish. She wished for the wisdom and the power to save the forest. The next day, Rose went to the neighboring kingdom and met with the king. She told him of the beauty and the importance of the forest, and how cutting it down would harm not only the animals and plants, but also the people of the kingdom. She showed him the secret garden and the magical pond, and the king was amazed. He realized that Rose was right and decided to protect the forest. Rose and the king became good friends and allies, and together they worked to protect the forest and its inhabitants. Rose became known as the guardian of the forest, and she was loved and respected by all. Years passed, and Rose grew old. She knew that it was time for her to pass on her duties to the next generation. She went to the secret garden one last time, sat by the magical pond and made one last wish. She wished for the forest to always be protected and for there to be a guardian to take her place. As she closed her eyes for the last time, a bright light engulfed her. When it dissipated, a young girl was standing in her place. The girl looked around, confused, and then she saw Rose's tree. She walked over to it and touched the trunk. Suddenly, she knew everything. She knew about the secret garden, the magical pond, and how to communicate with the animals and heal the plants. She knew that she was the new guardian of the forest. And that's how Rose found the secret garden with the help of a magical unicorn. How she learned the importance of taking care of nature and its creatures, and how she passed on her legacy to the next generation. The forest remained a beautiful and peaceful place for generations to come, and the guardian of the forest continued to protect and preserve it. And as the story ends, the young girl closed her eyes and went to sleep with a smile on her face, dreaming of the adventures and the responsibilities that lay ahead.